Stop the video right now if you've never lied about being busy because you couldn't afford to go out with friends. 3 months ago, I was sitting in my car, outside Walmart, holding back tears because my card got declined, trying to buy $28 worth of groceries. My account showed $43, with $1,200 rent due in 2 days. But today, I'm about to show you exactly how everything changed. Not some crazy success story. This is about how a regular person like you and me went from broke and scared to never checking their bank account with shaking hands again. And it all started with something so simple, you won't believe it actually works until you try it yourself. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what I did, step by step. No complicated finance terms, no get-rich-quick schemes. Just real solutions that worked for someone who was exactly where you might be right now. Let me take you back to that night in my car. The same night I had to leave my groceries at the checkout counter. The same night I realized I couldn't live like this anymore. That night changed everything. You see, I wasn't always this broke. I had what people call a good job, making $45,000 a year. But somehow, I was still drowning. Credit cards? Maxed out. Bank account? Constantly overdrawn. Peace of mind? I forgot what that felt like. Every morning I'd wake up with this heavy feeling in my stomach, scared to even look at my phone because of all the bill payment notifications. I remember that cold Tuesday morning perfectly. My hands were shaking as I opened my banking app. The balance showed $43.27. Just $43.27, and my rent of $1,200 was due in 2 days. That month alone, I'd already paid $105 in overdraft fees because my account went negative 3 times. The stress wasn't just about money anymore. It was destroying everything in my life. The stress was affecting my health in ways I never expected. I gained 20 pounds from stress eating cheap fast food because I couldn't afford proper groceries. Sleep became a luxury I couldn't afford. Most nights, I'd lie awake until 3 or 4 a.m., my mind racing with thoughts about bills, debt, and how I'd make it through another month. When I did sleep, I'd wake up in cold sweats, dreaming about debt collectors and eviction notices. The worst part wasn't even the money problems. It was the lying. Every time friends would text about getting dinner or hanging out, I'd make up excuses. Sorry, not feeling well, or got to work late, became my standard responses. The truth was too embarrassing to admit. I couldn't even afford a $10 meal. Every time my phone rang, my heart would race. Was it another bill collector? Another overdraft notice? Another friend I'd have to lie to? Then, something happened that changed everything. Not in some dramatic, movie-style way. It started with a simple Google search. How to stop being broke. I know, sounds ridiculous, right? But at 2 a.m., sitting in my car outside that Walmart, I wasn't exactly thinking straight. But here's where it gets interesting. Instead of finding the usual invest in crypto or start a side hustle advice, I found something different. A story about a janitor who made less money than me, $35,000 a year, but had saved over $100,000. At first, I thought it was fake. How could someone making less money than me have savings when I couldn't even buy groceries? That's when it hit me. The problem wasn't how much money I made. It was how I handled the money I had. I was playing the money game all wrong. While I was waiting for my next paycheck, like it was some kind of lottery ticket, other people were building something real with whatever they had, even if it was just a few dollars. You know that moment when something just clicks? When you finally understand something that should have been obvious all along. That's what happened to me that night. I realized I didn't need some magical solution or a 6-figure job. I needed a complete mindset change about money. Let me show you exactly what I did. And I mean exactly. No vague advice, no complicated strategies. Just real steps that worked for someone who was completely broke. The first thing I did was so simple it seemed stupid. I got a cheap notebook from the dollar store and wrote down everything I spent money on. Not just the big stuff like bills, everything. That $1 candy bar from the vending machine, wrote it down. That $2.50 energy drink, wrote it down. That $5 small purchase, you guessed it, wrote it down. After just 1 week of writing everything down, I was shocked. Those small purchases I thought didn't matter. They added up to $147 just in 1 week. Coffee on the way to work, snacks from the vending machine, ordering lunch because I was too tired to pack one. All these little things were eating up my paycheck without me even realizing it. That's when I created what I call the 3-account system. I went to my bank and opened 2 more free checking accounts. I named them in my banking app: Bills, Daily Life, and Future. Every time I got paid, I split my money between these accounts right away. The Bills account was for exactly what it sounds like: rent, utilities, phone bill, everything that had a due date. I added up all my monthly bills and divided by 2 since I get paid twice a month. That money went straight to the Bills account, and I pretended it didn't exist. The Daily Life account was for everything else I needed: food, gas, small purchases. Once that money was gone, that was it. No more spending until next payday. This was hard at first, really hard. But it was better than the overdraft fees and credit card debt I was dealing with before. The Future account started small, really small. Just $5 from each paycheck. But here's the thing about that $5. It was the first time in my life I was saving money on purpose, not just keeping whatever happened to be left over, which was usually nothing. Then I started what I call my 24-hour rule. If I wanted to buy something that wasn't absolutely necessary, I had to wait 24 hours before buying it. No exceptions. You wouldn't believe how many things I thought I needed, but completely forgot about a day later. This simple rule saved me hundreds of dollars in the first month alone. I also started using cash for small purchases. There's something different about handing over real money versus swiping a card. You feel it more, and you think twice about whether you really need something. Every morning, I'd take out the cash I needed for that day and leave my cards at home. When the cash was gone, it was gone. Let me break down exactly how you can do this too. I'm talking about the exact steps, in the exact order that worked for me. No fluff, just real actions you can take starting today. First thing, get yourself 3 free bank accounts. Most banks let you open them right from your phone. Name them exactly like this: Bills, Daily Life, and Future. Don't worry about putting money in them yet. Just get them set up. This takes about 15 minutes total, and it's completely free. Next step, figure out your real numbers. Pull up your bank app right now. Look at last month's statements. Add up all your bills, everything with a due date: rent, phone, utilities, minimum credit card payments, everything. For me, it came to $1,850 per month. Write this number down. This is your bills account number. Now the Daily Life money. This is everything else: food, gas, small purchases. Don't guess at this number. Look at what you actually spent last month. For me, it was around $800. But here's the trick. Whatever your number is, cut it by 20%. Why? Because I guarantee you're wasting at least that much on stuff you don't need. Here's where it gets real. Next paycheck, before you do anything else, split your money like this. Bills account gets what it needs first. Daily Life gets its share. And that Future account? Put $5 in it. Yes, just $5. Sounds tiny, right? But that $5 is going to change how you think about money. Now for the daily system. Every morning, look at your Daily Life account. That's your spending money for the day. Once it's gone, it's gone. No touching the Bills account. No touching the Future account. This is where most people fail. They start moving money around when they run low. Don't do it. Stick to the system. Start using what I call the before 10 a.m. rule. Check all your accounts before 10 a.m. every day. Know exactly what you have. Know exactly what bills are coming up. This takes 2 minutes, but it changes everything. You stop getting surprised by bills. You stop wondering where your money went. The hardest part? Saying no to things. When friends ask you to go out, when you see something you want to buy, when you're tired and want to order takeout. But here's what I learned. Saying no gets easier when you have a bigger yes. My bigger yes was never wanting to feel that Walmart parking lot shame again. Let me show you exactly what happened, month by month. No exaggerations, just real numbers and real results. Month 1 was tough. Really tough. I saved exactly $87.42. That's it. But something amazing happened. No overdraft fees. First time in 2 years. Just avoiding those fees saved me $105. I also discovered I was spending $14 every day on lunch at work. Switching to packed lunches saved me $280 that month. By month 2, my bills account actually had enough for all my bills. Sounds basic, right? But for me, this was huge. No more juggling due dates or paying late fees. My future account had grown to $178.65. Not life-changing money, but more savings than I'd had in years. The best part? I slept through the night. No more 3 a.m. panic attacks about money. Month 3 is when people started noticing. I lost 12 pounds. Not from some fancy diet, but because I stopped stress eating fast food. I could say yes when friends invited me out because I'd planned for it in my daily life account. No more lying about being busy. My credit card balance went down by $340. Month 4 brought my first real test. My car needed new brakes. $380. Before this system, this would have destroyed me. But guess what? I had it saved. Yes, it hurt to see my savings drop. But I didn't have to beg anyone for money. Didn't have to put it on a credit card. Just paid it and started building my savings back up. By month 6, I had $1,200 saved. Exactly 1 month's rent. For the first time in my life, I had a real emergency fund. My credit card debt was down by $1,800. But the biggest change? I stopped feeling scared. Checking my bank account became boring instead of terrifying. Look, I'm not special. I'm not smarter than anyone else. I was exactly where you might be right now. Scared to check my bank account. Lying to friends. Feeling stuck in an endless cycle of being broke. But here's what I want you to remember. Your money story isn't written in stone. Mine changed, and yours can too. That guy crying in the Walmart parking lot? That feels like a different person now. Not because I'm rich. I'm not. But because I'm in control. Remember how I started this story? $43 in my account, maxed out credit cards, and a heart that raced every time my phone rang. Now, I have 3 months of expenses saved. My credit cards are getting paid off. I sleep through the night. And most importantly, I'm not scared anymore. Here's what I want you to do right now. Not tomorrow, not next payday, not when you get that raise. Right now, take out your phone, open your Notes app, write down everything you spend today. That's it. That's your first step. It seems too simple to matter, but that one action will start shifting something in your brain. 1 year from now, you'll either be exactly where you are right now, or you'll be somewhere different. The choice happens today, in this moment. Not with some huge life-changing decision, but with one small action. Your story changes today. Take out that phone. Open that note. Write down that first expense. Let's do this.